Okay students, so welcome you all. Students, today we are going to talk about top 5 most important question from your how do organisms reproduce chapter, right? So students, in this particular chapter, chapter is very important by the point of view of board examinations and students by the point of view NEET also, because many concepts that you are doing in this particular class 10th, they will be coming back in class 12th again, right? So this chapter is very important by the point of view NEET also and boards also. So students, I am here with 5 most important, top important questions of this particular chapter. Let's start with the very first question. Student, question is, draw a well labeled diagram and explain male reproductive system in humans. After COVID, students, what happened? The diagram, they are not coming in the exams, okay, as usual. They were coming before COVID, okay. So this type of question, it is a very less probability that will be coming. Draw a well labeled diagram, okay, a diagram formation type of question. But the thing is that diagrams themselves can come. When diagrams will be coming, students, right, question will be there on the structures. Okay, so you should know all these structures. It can come in the form of fill in the blank. Then you have to mention all the parts of these particular diagrams. Okay, you can once go through also the diagram, because there is a possibility that they can come also, but it is not happening after COVID that many diagrams are coming, okay, for the labeling etc and drawing etc in the examination. But be prepared for any type of things. At least students, you should know all the different structures that are present in the male and the female reproductive system. I have written over here only the male reproductive system, but female reproductive system can also come. Both diagrams are equally important. So if you see, students, in male reproductive system, the main thing is going to be testis, the primary sex organs, okay, that are going to be gonads that produce the male gamete, and your male sex hormone, that is testosterone. They will be found in a pouch, okay, that is the scrotum, scrotal sac. After that, students, urethra will be there. Through urethra, both the things, urine and semen, both comes out, okay. It will be, students, going through the penis, the muscular organ that is having the responsibility of insemination process. After that, so vast difference is there that will be helping, okay, in transfer of sperms from testis to the urethral region. After that, student, we are having 3 important glands. 2 are written over here: prostate gland, seminal vesicles, and these are your bulbourethral glands. Okay, so bulbourethral gland, that we also call as your Copper's gland. These three glands are there. These glands will be releasing secretions that will provide sperm's nutrition, then lubrication and the pH maintenance. Okay, so these all are going to be, student, structure that are present in the male reproductive system. Similar structure, students, if we talk about here also, but doing different things. It's similar in the sense, in case of your embryo genesis process, the embryo is developing into a human being, okay, all these structures arise, okay, male and female reproductive systems, from the similar type of we can say structures in the embryo, but later they convert into different structures, okay, according to the male and female gender. So students, just like males have testes, females have ovary. So ovary produce your eggs, the female gamete and the female sex hormone. Then we are having uterus, students, where the development of the baby will be taking place. Implantation process will also be occurring over here. Fallopian tube, where fertilization will occur, and it will be connecting the ovary to the uterus. Then we have cervix region, that is the joining point between uterus and the vagina, and then we have vagina, that is having the responsibility of reception of gametes, male gametes, and the birth of the baby also. So these two are, students, the male and female reproductive system. Both the diagrams are very important and they can come in one or other way in the examination, or their parts might come, okay, in the form of some questions like give the function of these particular things, okay. So be prepared about the functions and the structure of all the parts of the male and female reproductive system in humans. Now next, second question, students, is from plants. Explain the process of double fertilization in plants. So students, if you remember, plants release 2 male gametes. In one pollen grain, in flowering plant, there will be 2 male gametes, okay. So male gamete, student, one that is there, it will be fertilizing with the female gamete, that is the ovum, okay, female gamete. And students, it will be forming then the zygote. This process, students, is known as your syngamy, okay. And students, if we talk about the second fusion that will be taking place, it will be taking place between the second male gamete and your polar nuclei, and this process, students, will give rise to polar nuclei. This process will give rise to, students, your endosperm. Okay, first of all, primary endosperm nucleus, primary endosperm cell will be forming, then your endosperm will be forming later. Okay, and student, this process is known as triple fusion, because three nucleus are fusing together, two that are going to be of polar nuclei, one that is going to be of male gamete. Okay, so triple fusion we call this particular process. This endosperm provides food to the zygote. Okay, when zygote is developing into the embryo. So this whole process is occurring, and this is what known as your double fertilization, two fertilization occurring in flowering plants, in the flower, because two male gametes are there in the pollen grain. Okay, so this is what, students, your double fertilization process that you should need to be very much aware. You can see in the diagram also, this endosperm, that is 3N, it means three nucleus fused together, so three set of chromosomes are there, that is formed by the triple fusion with the second male gamete, and this is the zygote that is formed by the first male gamete and the fusion of female gamete. Okay, after that, students, question number 3, vegetative propagation. Students, from last few years, vegetative propagation is very important. In sample paper also we are having one part of the vegetative propagation of 24-25 sample paper. Okay, so there is a very high probability, students, that some question will be coming on vegetative propagation. So vegetative propagation, students, where plants are reproducing asexually, they are producing new plants by root, shoot or leaf. It means root, then stem or leaf. From these three parts they are producing a new plant without fertilization process, without male and female gamete formation. That is what the asexual reproduction in plants. So students, there are different types of your asexual, this vegetative propagation process that is taking place in plants. So first of all, it can take place through the roots, just like you can see in sweet potato and dahlia. So these two plants, you can see, these are the roots through which new plants can arise. After that, students, in your ginger, similarly in your turmeric, there is a structure known as your rhizome that will be giving rise to the new plant. Just like here you can see, this ginger is a rhizome through which a new plant is arising. Similarly, students, we have potato. In potato we have tuber. This is potato tuber through which a new plant is arising. Then we have in onion and garlic bulb. This is the bulb structure through a new plant is arising. Then, students, we have corm structure in colocasia and gladiolus, that we call urvi also. Okay, so not gladiolus, that we call your colocasia as the urvi, that is a vegetable. Okay, that we usually eat. Okay, so that a kind of your corm through which a new plant is arising. And if you see, students, this bulb of onion, corm of your colocasia or gladiolus, then your rhizome of ginger. Rhizomes can also be found in case of your banana. Then potato, of potato, all these are underground stems. Okay, so these are roots through which new plant is arising. These four are your underground stems. These four, they are underground stem. Underground, they are found underground, and they are stem from which a new plant is arising. Then, students, we have subaerial stems. These stems are some part on the soil and some part in the air, just like runner of strawberry or grasses. Okay, where these particular plants are growing like this on the soil, and new plant arises at different nodal region like this. In grass also you can see this such kind of pattern. Then we have stolon, students. Stolon is going to be a kind of process in which a branch that is near to the soil will be touching the soil, and new plant will arise from here. This is the stolon. You can see this thing in your jasmine. So in jasmine plant, it is very usual thing that happens. This is also known as a layering process. Okay, and then we have, students, sucker process. In sucker process, there is a stem that is present underground a little bit, but it goes away a little bit from the plant and arises above and forms a new plant, roots in it. This process is known as your sucker process. This also occurs in the banana plant, chrysanthemum. And same question on sucker regarding the banana plant is in the 24-25 year sample paper. Then, students, we are having this offset process that occurs in the water hyacinth, water lettuce. Okay, where it is like runner only. This is the plant stem that is little bit growing, and then a new plant is arising at some distance from it. Okay, but it happens in aquatic plant. Okay, So students, these are going to be your subaerial stems that we just talked about, subaerial stems through which new plants are arising. They are partly on soil and partly in the air. So these all are going to be vegetative methods, students, through which plants are growing new plants asexually. All are very important. Next question, explain the process of budding in hydra or yeast. Students, budding process among all the different asexual methods, spore method is there, binary fission is there, fragmentation is there, regeneration is there. Budding is very important, okay, because it repeats many times. So we know it very well, students. If you talk about the hydra, okay, if we talk about hydra, so hydra produces first of all a small bud. This small bud, students, will be becoming large, then it producing the structure like parent, and then it will detach from the plant body and become a new individual. Okay, so this is going to be, students, budding in case of your hydra. Similar thing happens in the yeast. Yeast is a single cellular organism. Okay, so if you see yeast, it will be producing like a bud like this. Okay, then this bud will detach and become a new particular individual. So this budding process, students, you can make diagram, or diagram will be coming, then you have to recognize that is the process of budding that is taking place in yeast and hydra. Okay, these two examples are going to be there mainly for your process of budding. Okay, they also you need to know very well. Then students, last question, explain the methods of contraception and their importance. So contraception method, students, these are also very important and they are coming regularly in the exams in one or other. Okay, so students, we are having your 5 different methods. One are going to be natural methods. They are going to be based on your behavioral things. Okay, so they are not important because they are not the syllabus also. So let's forget this thing. Then we are having, students, chemical methods. In chemical methods, they are going to be, students, different concentration of progesterone or estrogen hormone made into the pills form, tablet form, injection form, patches form, and given to the female. That interrupts the menstrual cycle of the female and it interferes with the implantation process, production of female gamete, etc. And your fertilization is not occurring. Okay, conception is not occurring. Okay, so that is what going to be, students, chemical methods. Then we are having, students, your physical method. In physical method, we have some rubber or latex like material through which some coverings are going to be made for male and female genitalia that covers the male or female genitalia fully or partially, but that not allow the sperms to move to the ovum and fuse, and that is going to be, students, your physical methods. Okay, physical or barrier method. Then, students, we are having your next that will be having, that is your sterilization method, that we also call as your surgical method. In surgical method, students, we have 2 types of surgical method. One is tubectomy, where the fallopian tube in females will be cut and tied apart so that gamete will be forming, female gamete, but it will not fuse with the male gamete because fallopian tube is cut and tied apart. Then we have, students, vasectomy. Vasectomy, it occurs like done in the males where their vas difference is cut, just like in females fallopian tube is cut, in males vas difference is cut, sperm duct, and it is tied apart. So sperms will be forming but they will not reach to the penis, urethra. So that is going to be tubectomy and vasectomy, that is surgical method. Then last method, we have IUD, intrauterine device. This is also very important. Example is going to be your copper T. Okay, so these are going to be T-shaped structure instruments that are going to be put, okay, inside the female uterus, and when they are inserted in the female uterus, they will be interfering with the movement of the sperms. Okay, they will make sperms like less motile, and they will make the female reproductive system very much its environment very much harmful for the sperms. So sperms are going to mostly killed and they will not fuse with the female gamete. Okay, so these are going to be, students, different contraceptive methods, right? And you should know all of them properly. First one is not that much important. You can just know natural methods are there, something. These 4 are important. They are there, okay, in the syllabus also. And now next thing, students, what is their importance? As we know, students, growing population is a major problem for most of the countries. In India, as the most largest populated country, we require family planning. Okay, so students, these contraceptive methods, they will be helping in a proper family planning. Okay, so first thing is going to be family planning and controlling the population, right? Second thing, certain methods, just like physical methods, where we have condoms, they can prevent STDs, okay, because they cover fully the female genitalia, female condoms, and male genitalia, male condoms. They cover it properly, completely. So there is no touch between the male and female body. So if any sexually transmitted disease is there to any of the like individual among them, it will not transmit from the diseased one to the healthy one. So protection from the STDs. These are going to be two most important things, students, that our contraceptive methods will be doing. Or you can say three. One, prevention of unwanted pregnancy. Second, family planning. Okay. Third, you can say countering the overpopulation problem. Okay, controlling the population. And fourth, your protection from the STDs. So from 2 points you can make these 4 points, right? So these are going to be, students, 5 most important questions. Question on double fertilization, okay? Question on your male and female reproductive system, their structure and functions. Then we are having, student, contraceptive methods, okay? After that, asexual methods are important, but in that also budding is very important. Then we are having, students, your vegetative propagation. So these are going to be, students, the most important points, topics in reproduction chapter that you should know, that you should practice, okay, because there is very high probability, definitely, from all these 5 questions 2 will be coming in one or other way, definitely, it's for sure, right? So students, like this only, for the other chapters also we'll be meeting soon. Some chapters are already done, right? For the next chapter, students, ready, stay tuned with the channel. Let's meet in next session. Till then, take care, keep studying. Bye bye everybody.